Greetings, everyone, from the White Mountains of Arizona. Another beautiful day in late summer. And we're back for another channeling. This one was a viewer's choice. Tara made a poll and left it up to the community on who we're channeling today. And the community has spoken. We're doing Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. I mean, everyone knows Michael Jackson. Everyone has some kind of connection to him. We're going to find out what kind of answers we can get from him. Well, first we'll see who we can channel. I don't know. We may get his ego, his higher self, a mixture of the two. Neither. We'll see what we get and go from there. But I just grow weary of these celebrity channelings. It's never a nice story. It's always the same. Always made a deal with the cabal. They didn't know what they were getting into. They got used up, and then they were thrown away, discarded like trash. That seems to be the trend, right? They find people with talent, they suck them dry, profit, and then go on to the next one. There's Tara. She's still connecting, I think. So we'll take a look around the neighborhood. Might hear shotguns in the background. That's the gun club off in the distance. I doubt our mics will pick it up though.
Okay.
All right, what are we connected to here?
Michael Jackson's higher self.
Okay. Do you know what dimensional frequency it's in?
6.
Okay, sixth dimensional higher self. Does it have an origin that it could point to?
He said, I'm half and half. Don't think poorly of me. I'm half Arcturian.
Makes no difference to me. What's the other half?
Serious.
Okay. So, what is your, as a soul, what is your mission or purpose?
Help others to elevate their personal power. Drop into your heart space. Listen to the soul.
So, do you have polarity?
I'm still working on that. I am positive polarity. Some incarnations I've been negative in polarity, just like I have polarity within my own soul. But my mission is for neutrality. I want to walk the middle path. There are not a great number of mixed like me.
Okay. Can you tell us about your mission on Earth as the incarnation Michael Jackson?
I wanted to spread love, not as a feeling or something romantic. I want to spread the frequency of love. That is your heart space. It is the language of a soul. They speak in frequencies. Much of the music that was created, although some with mixed signals, I did my best to put the main frequency your soul would understand, a healing frequency.
So, your intention as Michael Jackson was to put out a frequency that would help people to go inwards and talk to their soul or understand their soul.
Yes, perhaps the lyrics would give something that the ego could think about, but the frequency, the vibration within it is something that the soul could easily understand.
Well, I mean, it wasn't heal the world to make it a better place for you and for me, or I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. I mean, that's pretty self explanatory.
But there is a vibration in the tones of the music. Like I said, the lyrics are for the ego to think about. For some people, they're put off by those lyrics, or at least their ego is.
Right. Okay, so my main question would be how were you allowed to put out that message and that music with the cabal and control of the music industry?
Because of the family that I was in, we had influence to a degree, and to a greater degree, we were influenced. When I started branching off on my own, trying more and more with each song, each album, to make it closer to what I envisioned, how I wanted to help, I was also growing. I was also learning to separate my ego from my higher self. And at a certain point, so many were attracted to that vibration, those messages, that if they were to change abruptly, many would suspect that there is some sort of wrongness or facade, fake. Something has happened.
So I guess I'm confused. They never let anyone put out a positive message. How come you were like, just because you had family connections?
At the beginning, I would say my ego was very much invested in what I did because of my programming, my trauma, my fear of those who influence me. And I would start to insert a little bit more of what I thought was more healing. It was gradual, although it seems a stark contrast from what happened when I was a child, my child music, versus music, say, when I'm in my 30s, even 33. It was gradual, and it was no longer about who my family is, but there were so many who were influenced by me, that knew my name, and to suddenly change this person's music, their image, would create too much suspicion.
Okay. So they preyed on you when you were young. You started making pop music. You had your family connections to the cabal. Then you started getting popular on your own, and it was too late. They couldn't control how popular you were, and they couldn't change the music. So they had to allow you to continue.
For a while, yes.
What changed?
My death,
When did that occur?
1993.
Okay, so that's well after bad. What, was that after dangerous or before danger?
After,
Okay, so you made dangerous.
yes,
And then they how did you die?
overdose.
Intentional?
No,
Accidental?
yes.
Was there a criminal element to it?
Perhaps not on my part. I was ill, and my doctor came, and he knew full well that I was not being given medicine. I didn't know that at the time. I know that now.
So he poisoned you
Yes,
intentionally
yes,
as an agent of the cabal.
yes. I was in breach of contract.
In what way did you breach your contract?
There are, unfortunately, some on this planet that, yes, we all have our individual contracts, but sometimes you're born into your family's contract as well. You don't have to accept this contract, of course, but through manipulation, many just do. You don't need to be a famous pop star in order to be involved in the contract of your family. Sometimes you just accept it as something that is a part of yourself. And until I was at an age where I became more aware of my personal contract as well as the contract that I had accepted from my family, it was already too late, for I had already consented. But the loophole is they never take away your free will, but the decision is forced before you understand what a free will choice is, i.e., a very young age.
Okay, so you accepted your family's traumas, beliefs, and conditioning. Is that a good way to describe it?
Yes, their beliefs became my beliefs. Therefore, their contracts with any sort of dark entity or cabal, as you say, would become my contracts. I accepted them, as well as making my own individual contract.
So when you became a certain age, you tried to back out of these contracts
Yes, it's when my physical features began to change.
because they cloned you.
No, it was more a punishment. The accident, many remember, my hair afire,
Yeah, the
it was
Pepsi.
not an accident. It was on purpose to begin the more extreme medical procedures on my appearance that much of my family enjoys. And I wanted to not look like them. They all look the same, as if they all came out of a Mattel lab. I didn't want that, but I was somewhat disfigured and I had to have surgeries. They started making me look like them. That is when I said, I don't want this. And they said, if we can do this to you, we can do much more. But I rebelled anyway, in my own sort of way, through lyrics, through the vibration of the music, through the energetic dance I would do on stage in my concerts. I was not exhausted at the end of my concerts because of physical exertion, because of the energy that I output is much like the energy done in sacred ceremonies and rituals of ancient cultures around the world. I was dancing energy and hoping that people could absorb this in the crowd. This is why they televise my concerts. Many come to my concerts. Many have videotapes of my concerts. Again and again, they can see the energy through my dance. I find that that was even more important than what I said in my songs.
So what drove them to kill you?
I was ready to speak. Finally, I had overcome enough trauma, enough fear. I knew that I wouldn't live forever. You might as well just talk about it. Talk about my family, talk about what happens in the music industry and many industries like it. I was ready to talk about the children. I would have never harmed a child. I would have never traumatized a child. I cared about children deeply, hence why I created my ranch as a sanctuary for children. You get to be a child. No programming, no intentions from adults. You get to be a child. Instead, they say that I was hurting the children. Everything is inverted. I wanted to talk about the children, what they do with them.
So the allegations came before your death,
Yes,
just to
well
hurt you.
before.
Okay, just to hurt you.
Yes, who would listen to the message of a pedophile?
After they killed you, did they replace you with the clone?
It was my DNA, but it wasn't me.
And what was their intention with this version of you?
To watch yet another pop star spiral, spiral into the shadows, just like so many others. Perhaps it was drug abuse, perhaps it was alcohol abuse, perhaps they had other dangerous habits, like my album, Dangerous.
I love that album. I love all your albums.
And it's a way to conflict the message so that post mortem people have mixed messages when they think about you. Either some will remember the music and how it touched them, others will remember you as somebody who was famous once, who once made good music, but then, just like every other human with fame and fortune, they turn to drugs or alcohol or prostitutes, or perhaps you find out something dark about them and they lose their luster, they lose their shine, and then you become quite embarrassed that you even own their albums.
What message do you have for other light workers like yourself?
Don't be afraid. If I do choose to reincarnate, which I'm still thinking about it, I would do it all over again. This time I would hope I would wake up sooner. And actually, I would say my message sooner. If this has me eliminated from this earth that much sooner, it wouldn't matter. My message is out there. All that matters is what you can do for others. If you hide and you say nothing, how have you helped humanity? You haven't. Then it doesn't matter if you live to be 200 years old. You haven't done anything for this planet. But if you live to be only 15 or 23 or 33 or 42, but you've done something, that's a life much more rich. I would do it again.
We need you here, but I can't ask you to come back to this place.
I'm not sure if I shall. Maybe I'll go back to Sirius.
Swim with the dolphins.
I like that portion of me.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for this transmission. I want to talk to you longer, but we can't. Do you have any last message for the people before we go?
Yes, actually. You might be thinking about when I was talking about my dancing and how I was basically performing a sacred dance of energy. And you might be wondering, then what's with all the pointing towards my groin area, my kicks? But that's the root chakra.
Creation.
That's where they try to scare you. That's where the fear lies. I had no fear in my root chakra. I was very expressive. And people are often afraid of that expressive energy. They're afraid of their sexuality. It is being human. I wanted to say, look at the root chakra, not at my privates, at my root chakra.
All right, all right.
Ooh.
MJ.
Oh my. Oh.
I hope I asked the questions you guys wanted to ask. I know I could ask 1,000 questions of Michael Jackson, but there's only so much time.
Wow, he was getting very emotional there at the end. My goodness.
With the root chakra? Just
Now I
handy.
don't remember. I just remember I was getting very emotional. Yeah, oh my goodness. It's got a nice energy, you guys. I
Yeah.
must say.
6-dimensional.
And oh, I did also when as I look at my hands, I did want to point out that one of our lovely subscribers, Mirna, had sent me a teddy bear. I forgot to bring it out today, but I'm just going to start keeping it in my pack with me. But I want to thank you so much. She wanted to help out my hands because they always get really tense.
Yeah, but when you channel Michael Jackson, I mean
Yeah,
it's not so bad,
there
right?
was no tension there. It was like, okay. So but yeah, I will remember it for next time. Thank you, Mirna, and thank you for everybody who's offered up suggestions. You know, we'll think about channeling the other people that were on the poll that we had set out for you guys, because some people asked for all of the above. So
In the intro, I was complaining about celebrities, but I guess Michael Jackson was a good one.
yeah, Michael Jackson's a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much. I think you guys have chosen wisely. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions or even questions, definitely let us know in the comments. If you would like to start up a conversation, we'd love to hear it in the comments. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, that's it.
All
Okay,
right,
bye.
bye.